This presentation will help you with essays number 4 and number 5. The word count range is 400 to 600 words, and you are presenting two sides of the same issue in a fair and unbiased manner. The essay number 4 and number 5 are actually the first version and the final version of the same assignment. 5 points for week 4 and 200 points for week 5. Obviously, they're due on the Saturdays at midnight for weeks 4 and 5, and you'll use the correct weeks 4 and 5 drop boxes. You have 11 options: college students, home or dorm; pets, cat or dog; nurses, hospital or doctor's office; workers, day, afternoon, or night shift; travelers, best vacation destination; wedding couples, elopement or wedding; television viewers, reality television or not; employees, entrepreneurial company or corporation or government or nonprofit organization; law enforcement officers, security guard or police force; music lovers, classical or rap or some other music; potential home buyers, home or condo or apartment. Now, some of these topics have 3 or more choices. I would narrow it down and do 2 choices. For example, entrepreneurial company or nonprofit organization, or day shift or night shift. Because of the limited word count, I wouldn't try to debate more than 2 sides of the issue. You do need to choose from one of the 11 topics, and you cannot use any sources. You have opposing viewpoints, and you have to choose a topic that you can actually see there are 2 sides to it, and you are willing to argue both of those sides in a fair and unbiased manner. Now, you can't choose a side. For example, if you think that college students should live in a dorm and you have absolutely nothing to say about going to a community college and living at home, choose a different topic, because there will be reasons on either side, and you have to be open-minded enough to argue both sides of the issue. You'll do this by avoiding any inflammatory or overly emotional language. You won't use exclamation marks. You won't use a larger font. Nothing like that. You'll write in a very scholarly manner, as if you're the academic researcher examining both sides of the issue. You have to develop specific reasons why one choice would be better than the other. You have to develop your criteria. You can't make it just a personal preference or a personal whim. Now, an example might be a skier who would prefer Denver to Florida in the winter, or an engaged couple on a limited budget might prefer to elope and save the money to buy a house. Something like that. When you develop your criteria and reasons, you are actually working on your thesis statement. Your criteria will be your reasons, and it's usually the last part of the thesis statement. This means you're writing the claim first and then the supporting reasons. I'll use an example. Leasing a car is better than buying. That was my claim because reason 1, reason 2, and reason 3. That was my criteria. Of course, this isn't the only way to write an essay with that type of thesis statement. You can write a different type of thesis statement, but this will work well for this assignment. In your introduction, you have 2 goals. You're going to capture the reader's attention and present the thesis statement. Now, to do this, that middle bullet point shows you that you have to brainstorm. You have to decide between the options. You have to list reasons for and against for both sides. This sort of planning allows you to capture the reader's attention and present your thesis effectively in the introduction. The body of the paper will have at least 2 paragraphs, 1 for each side. You might have 4 paragraphs. you can set it up with multiple paragraphs, but have at least 2 body paragraphs. And as usual, you need appropriate topic sentences and adequate support. You have to emphasize the logic behind your recommendation in your conclusion, and consider making a prediction as well as a recommendation. Do not be repetitive. Don't say what you intend to do in your introduction. Do it in the body and then turn around and say what you did. That is not going to be effective. It'll be very repetitive. So outline this paper carefully so that you have an interesting, compelling introductory technique. Then you have the body paragraphs, and then your conclusion is different from what you wrote in both of the previous sections. Now, we've emphasized formal writing. This is the 4th essay. There's only one more after this essay 4-5. I'll put it that way because you're writing the same paper but 2 versions. Okay, so you know that you need to write in a formal way. You have to make the right word choices. You have been doing this all semester, so I just want to emphasize this should be very formal. You want to paragraph effectively and have at least 4 paragraphs, an introduction, at least 2 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. The formatting becomes more important with each essay. This essay is worth twice as many points as the previous 2 essays, and it's worth 4 times as many points as essay number 1. This is the same guidelines that I gave you last week. Don't use that Calibri 11. Contact information goes against the left margin. And check that before and after spacing. Make sure it's not on 10 or multiple or 8 or auto. And if you're still hitting that enter key, please don't do that. If you have questions, of course, you're going to call me. This essay is worth 200 points, so if you're not understanding it, it's very important to submit that first draft. It's only worth 5 points, and you'll get onto the right track if you do that. And as usual, you can call or write, or do both. And I'm looking forward to working with you for 2 weeks on essays 4-5 on the same topic.